By the way, here is David Plouffe, who is a former Obama administration appointee, and Chris Hayes, and watch what they have to say. Surprising. Watch this.
Yeah, it's possible that we're going to have somebody who doesn't have a majority of the pledged delegates. I believe that whoever is the plurality leader, unless literally it's a delegate or two, right. But even if somebody has a 50 to 100, we're really going to take the nomination away from them in Milwaukee? I'm not sure the party recovers that for decades.
I completely agree with that, right? That, like, if you go into the convention with a plurality lead, the idea of that convention being like, sorry, like,
thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
And,
we're just going to.
And the party bosses have decided the person who got the most delegates is now not going to be the nominee. Like, parties don't recover from that for a long time.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. I'm with you, young lady.
Burn it down.
So here's what Elizabeth Warren used to say about how we should choose our leaders.
In most democracies around the world, the person who gets the most votes wins. How about we make America that kind of democracy?
I'm on board with your former self. It's this new sociopath that nobody saw coming that I have a problem with. You know, the person who fucking lies to undermine a progressive movement, and the guy who could fucking actually bring us there for no fucking reason whatsoever except for personal gain and allying with the other corporatists inside the Democratic Party to stop that movement. I don't understand. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. So here we go. And now here she is in 2016, and she's being asked specifically about superdelegates, and watch what she says.
The Massachusetts Democrats just voted on a resolution. They just passed a resolution to scrutinize the superdelegate process ahead of the 2020 election. Do you think that process deserves that type of scrutiny?
Yes, I do. I'm a superdelegate, and I don't believe in superdelegates. I don't think that superdelegates ought to sway the election.
So there you go. She says, I don't think there should be superdelegates or they should sway the election. That's in 2016. So now here she is being asked a question on CNN just the other night.
Welcome to Charleston.
Thank you.
During the Nevada debate, you and every other candidate on the stage, except for Bernie, hello somebody, indicated that the candidate with the plurality of delegates should not necessarily be the nominee.
Uh-huh.
This essentially means the will of the voters could be denied by the superdelegates and the DNC, which is basically undemocratic. And in my opinion, is a bunch of baba booey, to put it politely. Can you...
Just a note. This is why Democrats lose. They bring words like baba booey to a bullshit fight. Could they have found a whiter guy? Gee, this guy's dog has a 401k.
Did he say Baba Hooey because he thought malarkey had a little too much edge to it?
She's lying, Graham. I mean, that's some hockey pocky. Okay, here we go.
Explain why the will of the voters should not matter if no candidate reaches a majority of delegates?
So you do know that was Bernie's position in 2016.
Not necessarily, no.
Stop lying!
He won 22 states, so he went to the convention.
That was
for
Bernie's
voters.
position in 2016, that it should not go to the person who had a plurality.
Yep.
So, and remember, his last play was to superdelegates. So the way I see this is you write the rules before you know where everybody stands, and then you stick with those rules. So for me, Bernie had a big hand in writing these rules. I didn't write them, but Bernie did when they were putting together the 2016 platform for the Democratic Convention. Those are the rules that he wanted to write and others wanted to write. Everybody got in the race thinking that was the set of rules. I don't see how come you get to change it just because he now thinks there's an advantage to him for doing it.
So if you watch the show, you know when they got that compromise to move superdelegates to the second ballot, we said immediately that day they're going to move the thing to the second ballot, and that they're going to fuck Bernie and say he signed off on these rules. These are the ones he made up. I said they were going to make that argument. I just didn't know it was going to be Elizabeth Warren making that argument. This sociopathic fucking liar that she has revealed herself to be. A sociopath.
Oh, Jimmy.
And she's doing it right out in open, the public. We can all see her doing it, and she doesn't give a fuck. That's a sociopath. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Listen, Jimmy. All I'm saying is I'm just speaking to the American public, and I'm letting them know to visit my merch store, and you can buy a pair of flip-flops.
Oh.
Can I get a selfie too?
You sure can.
Yay.
Ron, salami.
You know, misrepresenting Bernie is a job Liz Warren is so good at that she never needs worry about getting fired from this job, no matter how many times she gets pregnant. That's all I'm saying.
She's a snake.
Thank you. And you know, I just wish when she came up to Bernie after that debate and said, "Hey, did you just call me a liar on national television?" I just wish Bernie would have said, "Hey, let's not do this here. Let's talk about it in your teepee." You want to know what Bernie actually said? Here's what Bernie actually said.
Can you explain why the will of the voters should
this is put together by Walker Bregman. He put this together.
not matter if no candidate reaches a majority of delegates?
So you do know that was Bernie's position in 2016, that it should not go to the person who had a plurality.
That was
His
not
last
his
play
position.
was to superdelegates.
That is a lie.
Superdelegate is thinking about going to you, but Hillary Clinton won their state. Presumably, they should stick with Hillary Clinton.
Look, there's not a rigid rule, but I think, if you win, Hillary Clinton wins with 53% of the vote. She won Illinois by a point or two, sure. But when a candidate, whether it's Clinton or myself, she demolished us in Mississippi, I think the superdelegates should support her in Mississippi. But when in states like Colorado, and in many other states, Utah, etc., we win the overwhelming majority of vote, I think those superdelegates should go with their state.
You've made a decision.
So there's one time him saying that if I win the state, superdelegates should go with who wins. Here he is saying it again.
Between superdelegates from states you won, that you think those superdelegates should go for you. So will you not try to convince any superdelegate who comes from a state that you did not win in the primary and caucus process?
Right. Look, this is what I think. If I win, or Hillary Clinton, if that is your point, Hillary Clinton won Mississippi by a huge vote. Should I convince superdelegates there to vote for me when she won that state overwhelmingly? No, I shouldn't. But we won states, like Washington, Alaska, Hawaii, New Hampshire, in landslide victories. And I do believe that the superdelegates, whether it's, Clinton's or mine, in the states that we won, superdelegates in states where a candidate wins a landslide victory should listen to the people in those states.
So there you go. That was his position. And
I like when he's looking for a state where she beat him handily. The only one he can come up with is Mississippi.
Yeah.
One she's short of getting the general, Mississippi. Big swing state, that Mississippi.
I have to say, it is so cute and endearing how much you guys care about fairness. It's adorable.
Hey, the Jimmy Dore Show is coming to a town near you with a live show. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all tickets to all our live shows. See you in Minneapolis, Chicago, Miami. Plus, become a premium member of the Jimmy Dore Show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com/join. Thanks for your support.